Hello, and thank you for coming to Golden Lining, Rod. We've got to know each other roughly, what do you say, like over the past year and a half or so
Yeah.
only.
Yep.
But man, like the amount of time I've spent with you, I feel like I may have known you a lot of my life. And you know what? You've been fortunate enough to, you know, lend me a little capsule that you've created that is healing people, and you're doing it all for free, and you're really just you're doing it out of the kindness, and I know what it costed, what it took, and how much you went through to create that.
I don't think about that.
I know, but the thing is that you've seen our text group.
Did that.
You've seen how many people are really grateful for what you
Yeah,
put together.
I
So,
did.
um, before we get started, I always like to have our audience know who I'm sitting down with and kind of tell them about what you do and just a little bit about yourself, and then we'll
Okay.
jump in.
Okay. My name is Rod Lambirth. I'm from Elida, New Mexico. I was raised on a big ranch out there as a cowboy all my life.
Hmm.
Dug lots of post holes in my life. And then I decided I didn't want to be that. I wanted to be a welder. And I've been welding pretty much ever since. But that all led to what Kush was talking about, building a chamber. And I'm presently own a welding company. I do wrought iron gates, and I do usually very expensive homes with grand staircases in them
Yeah, you do.
and lots and lots of big gates. And but I had a welding company in Las Vegas, Nevada for 12 years, Odessa, Texas for 14 years, and I've been here 3.
Okay.
I was an underwater welder for 11 years and lived in Honolulu, Hawaii. Okay. So that's kind of my whole life story right there. And now I'm right here with my buddy Kush, who I've met. Great guy. Right
I
there.
appreciate
Right
it.
there.
Well,
I've learned a lot from you just as much as you have me, probably.
you know what?
So,
What I've liked is that, man, you put some really quality work, and I always say this about first generation people. Like, if you buy something, whether it was $10,000 or $500, like if the product is not of quality or of standard that makes the client happy, like it is not satisfying to the owner that created
or
it.
the, yeah,
But first generations are very specifically
yes,
that kind of people, and like I love any first generation people because I just know the pride because of what they didn't have, what it took to get there, and who got them there, which are their clients that,
that's right.
word of mouth.
It's if you don't do it right, if you don't do it right, well, nobody else is gonna want you either, you
That's right.
know. So I always try to do it right. If I don't, well, I'll come back till I get it right, including your gate, or I still got to fix it. So
No, you're good. You're good.
yeah, we'll get it fixed. But it just you just get so far behind, and then my health's not helping any.
Hmm.
I just can't do what I could, and it's fixing to snow 14 inches, and that ain't gonna help either. So
Well, man, you stay warm. I
oh,
want you
I
to
will.
try to do less. I would try to ask you that, but again, you're a
Well,
first
I'm
generation
going to.
man.
I'm
Well, that's
going to.
good.
I'm going to. I have made my mind up that I have to, or it's going to be all over
Yeah.
probably. So it's going to be all over no matter what for all of us,
Yeah.
but
No.
just a little sooner if I don't.
No. No.
And I got a lot of fish I need to catch.
That's
That's
another
my
thing.
goal. I got to go catch fish.
There you go. Well, hey,
Yeah,
that's your therapy. You should do
yeah,
that.
I
So,
will.
tell me about your your childhood. What was it like growing up like with your family? And tell me like kind of give me like when was it? 19 what?
Well, let me just start that.
Okay.
So I was born in 1957 in Roswell, New Mexico,
Roswell, okay.
exactly 10 years after the aliens landed down there. And
Hmm.
they were really there. I don't care what they say. They were there. I saw them in little tubes in a museum when I was in the first grade. They were there in those tubes. Now they're not. They're gone. So, but anyway, so I don't really remember anything from 0 to 3 because
Who
I just,
does?
I don't.
No, who does? Nobody.
Well, I can remember everything from my life from I was adopted at 3 years old. I can remember that day like it was yesterday. I can remember those my parents now picking me up in the park in Roswell, Mexico, and taking me away. I can remember everything from them, but I can't tell you one thing from that moment before that. Not one thing.
You were adopted at 3?
I was adopted at 3.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Me and my brother. He was also
Both of you.
both of we were.
Same family or different or
Huh?
same family adopted both of you
Yep.
or Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to at least stay together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We've been together. He died of a heart attack 20 years ago, 22 years ago, something like that.
Oh.
At 48 years old, he died of a heart attack. Worst day of my life.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So, but yeah, and then my childhood was pretty exciting actually because I went from nothing, I guess, to living on a big ranch in Latin Mexico. And my parents, what kids have now, ADHD?
Yeah.
Is that what they have? I probably had that times 10. You know, I just all the time.
Uh-huh.
And
So how they burn off? So how they burn that energy off? If you had that much energy flowing, is it because you were on a ranch, so like they had more space for you to just?
I get there's just so many things to do. You know, my dad, but when I was about 5, probably, my dad bought me a horse and a
Oh.
saddle. I mean, we had raised lots of cattle, you know, and so we was gonna be doing that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And he bought me a horse, and I just lived on it night and day almost. You know, I'd go. My grandparents lived 2 miles away, and I'd ride over there every day because they had cookies.
Mm-hmm.
I'd over and eat cookies and then come back.
So you could ride on a horse to your grandparents' house,
2 miles. Yep.
2 miles.
Yep.
And at what age?
5. That's just what you did. What else to do?
And
Yeah,
nowadays
out in the
people are
middle of
worried about going a
nowhere.
couple blocks.
Yeah, it's not like you go down. You had any neighbors?
Yeah,
There's no neighbors.
it's open field.
Yeah. I mean, we
Okay.
live 17 and a half miles out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh wow.
So, but I enjoyed it. You know, we had when we got older, we had a basketball goal in our barn, and
Was it?
my dad filled up with hay.
So wait, was your father a rancher strictly,
was.
or was there
That's
anything
it.
else he did? Okay.
That's it. He was a rancher. And my granddad was one of the people on the Hereford Trail. We went all the way back to Goodnight Trail and all those. He was one of the original cowboys in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
He was such a good man. He was my
Oh.
hero.
Oh, nice.
And
So what
my
did your mother do?
my mother taught school.
Okay, so she's a school teacher.
Yeah, from as long as I can remember, she was a school teacher. And I do her world record for getting whippings at school. Like, you know, when you went to school, you had cookies and punch before on the first day of the first grade. Do you remember that? Maybe?
I don't recall having cookies and
You
punch.
probably went to kindergarten, though.
Yeah, I went to
Yeah,
kindergarten.
we didn't have kindergarten.
Oh,
We
okay.
had one day at kindergarten,
Okay.
barely. I vaguely remember that. But the first day of the first grade, when you started to light, they have cookies and punch before and then everybody goes out to the playground. And well, no, wait, everybody goes out to the playground first, and then after that, they have cookies and punch, and then you start your school that day, first day of the first grade.
Mm.
So I was out on the playground. I got in a fight. They brought me in, me and that guy I got in a fight with, and the 2 guys that instigated it.
Yeah.
They brought us all in and whipped us all before cookies and punch. So I got a
First
whipping
day.
the first day, the first grade, before cookies and punch, and I got numerous of them from then on
Okay.
because I just enjoyed school that much.
So what is it? What were you like as a kid? Like I know you said you were high energy and that, but like what if I were with you in school and I was your friend, like what kind of friend would I be of yours, and what kind of like friend would you be of mine?
If you're my friend, we'd be pretty tight. And you're my friend now, but we'd be pretty tight. We just do everything together, you know, play
Mhm.
basketball. I had 3 probably really close friends in school. I mean, I only had 12 people in my class.
Yeah.
There's only 100 in the whole school there. So you didn't have a lot of choices. But I mean, I was friends with everybody. And everybody I meet's my friend until they do something wrong, you
Yeah.
know. And then even if they do something wrong, I still usually forgive them and they're still my friend. But I just had a guy named Joe Gilmore, Kelsey Smith, Mike Cohen, Oscar Costa. He played baseball for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Hmm.
That's a pretty good deal. From
Oh,
Lyon,
yeah.
New Mexico, that's a pretty good deal, you know.
Yeah.
But and I haven't seen him in a long time. I still got 3 friends still alive. The rest of them, most of them have died or moved away. But if you're my buddy, you're my buddy. You
Yeah.
know, they still are. So Like,
So what kind of stuff would you guys get into outside of basketball and that? Because you said you're pretty rambunctious, so
we would, I don't know if I want to talk about all that.
that's fine. That's fine. Well, whatever you're
Well,
comfortable with.
so one time we built a bucking barrel at the school. And then they made us, you know what a bucking barrel
No,
is?
I don't know.
So you put these 4 posts in the ground and you get a barrel and you mount it on ropes
Uh-huh.
with springs on it and you pull on it and you know, up there. And it's like
Aren't
riding
those heavy? The
no,
barrels?
no,
Oh.
just a, 55-gallon
Oh,
barrel.
okay, small.
But you mount these springs on it and tie these ropes to the springs and you run up these posts and 4 posts and people get on it and start pulling it and you try to ride it. Well, we built one of those at school and people got hurt. They made us tear it down. So I pretty much lived in the welding shop at school, made a living there.
Hmm.
So I built this one you'd pull behind a
Hey, what age
pickup,
is this? Sorry,
freshman in high school.
freshman in high school.
Freshman
Okay,
in high
and you had a
school.
welding school class.
Oh yeah, FFA, Future Farmers America,
Okay.
which I went anyway. That's another story. But I built this other bucking barrel with these offset wheels on it,
Hmm.
and you had one offset wheel in the front and 2 in the back, and you could pull behind the pickup. We had this one girl. Her dad was on the school board, and she was anyway. She wanted to ride it, and we bucked her off of it, and it ran her over, and we had to tear that one down too. We had to cut it into pieces. So
Oh man.
yeah, but it was fun.
It was fun.
And back then, you could take a gun to school, and in the ag class, you could clean them and stand the stocks and rebuild them and re-blue the gun and make it all new and everything, and take the gun to school. And I did that, and I stepped out the back porch one day and shot a pigeon. I didn't go to prison or anything for that, but it didn't go over real well.
Yeah. So,
But like, if you'd done that now,
oh, I mean, you'd be arrested before.
you'd be put in prison the rest of your life.
But don't you think times have changed from that though? The reason because today
People have changed.
people have changed.
People back then just didn't think like they do now. You just didn't. Never thought about going to school and shooting everybody. You just don't think that way.
Because I didn't know you could bring your gun in and then you would clean it as like part of the school.
The only part of the FFA class, it was just teaching you how to, woodwork and
Hunting. And,
not hunting.
Not hunting?
Not hunting really. It was just kind of a project. It gave you, like, the freshmen, just give them a project to do.
hmm
So, and just about everybody did that. But I moved on from that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, but it's just interesting. Like, that's something I didn't know. I didn't
Yeah.
know, like, you brought in, and it was more like of a project, not really for the purpose of use or anything. That it's more like, how do you do it? Being part
Exactly.
of FFA, like, how do you do this? How do you make sure, like, you don't have any damage or anything,
Yeah.
recoil, whatever.
It's because everybody has no beat up gun,
Yeah.
or shotgun or rifle or whatever, and they just bring it in, take it all apart, and sand it all down, and redo the whole stock and restain it, and make it all look brand new. And they take the gun barrel and clean all that and re-blue it, and then we have it look a brand new gun we got done.
Did you ever used to hear about shootings back then
There wasn't
in
any.
school?
There wasn't any back then. Yeah, they didn't have that. I never heard of one until no. I was way out of school before I ever heard
Yeah.
of one. They just didn't happen then. Nobody carried a gun to school for that reason. I don't know about other schools, but at Elida, you just didn't do that. If you got to fight, I mean, got a lot of fights, but fist, that was it. No knives, no guns, just get after it.
Yeah.
I got plenty of them.
Yeah. So let's say last year's of high school, kind of what was your planning? What were you going towards? Did you have a plan of kind of where you want to go towards,
did.
or did your family direct you like, hey, I want you to do this?
No, I already knew what I wanted to do. I was going to be a welder.
Okay.
So
What made wait. Okay, you knew at what age did you know that, hey, I want to be a welder?
freshman in high school.
As a
Probably
freshman in high
sooner than that. Probably
What helped
probably
that? What
seven-
helped make you decide, hey, because you're a welder today by profession, so what got you to decide, like, I'm going to be a welder? Like, what helped make that decision? Because
Okay,
today
I can
everybody's
tell
always
you.
confused.
I can tell you. So when I was about 10, maybe, my uncle came down, and my uncle was the head engine designer for Bell Helicopter in Massachusetts. He actually designed the motor that went in those first Army tanks that went 50 mile an hour. He
Mm-hmm.
designed that motor that goes in those tanks.
Oh, wow.
And he was a pretty smart guy. My dad was a smart guy too, but not in engineering type stuff. So my uncle came down to visit about once every year or two. I just over there just picking his brain, because I just like that kind of stuff. So we was gonna build a go-kart, but we didn't have a welder, but we did have a cutting torch. So my uncle took baling wire from hay and baking soda, I think, and he welded me a go-kart together with a torch and baling wire. I thought, I want to do that. So finally, my dad bought a welder, this old welder that was about this big around, about this tall and round, and just had some plugs in the front of it, a stick welder. And I'd watch him weld, and when he'd leave, well, I'd be like, and it's hard to do if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I just finally learned how. And then he bought a little better welder, and then we started building corrals for the cattle.
Okay.
For cattle, big working pens for cattle.
Yes.
All out of pipe. Like Amarillo's got tons of them around here.
Mm-hmm.
Started doing that, and I got good enough at that. By the time I was a senior in high school, I was building stuff that, like, they would have a contest in FFA that you could enter something in the fairs, the county fair and the state fair.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I won the state fair my freshman, sophomore, and senior year, I think.
Wow.
There might have been one year I didn't, but I know I won it twice, and I won second one year. So, with just stuff I took there, because especially my senior year, I made a living in the ag shop.
Mm-hmm.
I had ag first class, second class I taught freshman ag, so the teacher took a break. The third period I either took English or whatever that other class was you had to have. Yeah, that's the only one I had to have. And then the next class period I taught. No, the rest from then on till PE came up and we had to play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I was building hay racks or loading chutes for cattle or windmill towers out of pipe right there at the ag shop, and then I would sell them. And it was all free pipe. Back then, they would give you the pipe out of the oil field. They just haul it off.
Yeah.
For free. So we get barrels and sucker rod and pipe and just make hay racks for cattle. And
what year was this?
From 73 to 75.
73 to 75.
Yep. I probably made 300, 400 a week in the ag shop. It was pretty good for a guy it was all free.
Yeah.
Didn't cost me a dime. So and my dad.
It's cool.
Yeah, my dad would take the hay rack for Taos and sell it at the cattle auction on Saturday. I'd get my money and go build another.
Sounds like your dad was really motivating, and he was in the sense of like he didn't go, "Hey, don't touch that when I leave." Nothing like that. He was kind of like, you know what, go have at it.
Yeah.
Learn what you need to learn.
My dad was a working dog. Now, I mean, he worked, and that's where I got my work ethic was from him because, I mean, he worked hard and he worked us hard too, though. It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, if we had a basketball game on Saturday or Friday or Saturday, especially on Saturday, we would normally get up and work cattle all day, or he would already have. We had lots of fence, 30 miles of fence on our place or more, and he would dig. He would set an H brace and a quarter of a mile of barbed wire, another H brace, quarter of a mile of barbed wire, and just keep on going for miles. And he'd take my brother and I over there with postal diggers and let us out in the morning early, like sunup, and give us a jug of water and some pork and beans and a can of banana or something, and say, get to digging. He'd have all the posts laid out, and he'd leave. And we'd be over there till, if we had a basketball game at 7, he'd come back about 4:30 and get us, so we'd have time to go home and take a shower and go to the ball game. But we played basketball better then than we did if we didn't. I mean, we dig postals all day long.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
You better have a bunch of them dug when he came back.
I mean, your arm strength and everything must have been.
It used to be great, but as we all know, it's not anymore.
Well,
but it was. I could arm wrestle anybody.
I believe. Yeah. I mean, from what time would you say? What time did you say you start?
Sun up.
Sun up.
Sun up.
So sun up till 4. That's
cowboy life is always sun up.
Yes.
to sundown.
Yeah, I have another person we know very well, or I know very well, and he grew up on a ranch, and even to this day, same as you, I think he's like 73, and he still wakes up about 3 in the morning, roughly.
I
And that's a
I'm
like,
not that guy.
oh, you're not that guy.
I'm not
Okay.
that guy.
Well, that's what he does because like he used to have to feed cattle and things of
Yeah,
that nature, so like it just would never left him.
it left me. It did. I
But
don't like get up early in the morning. I don't like it at all. I'd rather
but you
stay up till midnight.
but you will work till midnight,
I will.
where the sun's been gone for
Oh,
hours on end.
that doesn't bother me. It's
Yeah,
just I don't like to get up early. I'd rather work, and the reason being is because I get so much more done when people aren't around me.
yeah,
I can accomplish way more, and so I like that time frame in there when nobody's talking to me, and I can just do what I need to do.
yeah.
I get a lot more done.
No, that's
You
fair.
know, because it's as you well know, when you're trying to build something
Hmm.
and your phone never quits ringing all day long endlessly, and 10 people are asking you questions, your phone's ringing off the wall, and you try to do an AutoCAD drawing and keep the shop running and get everything built right, you get tired of it.
Oh yeah.
You know,
No.
I've been 32 years or something of it now, so I've had about enough. You know, I don't even like phones.
Oh man. Well, so tell me, okay, so you said your brother was
My
your
brother's
best friend,
48.
right? Your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me a little bit about him.
He was the exact opposite of me. I was blonde headed and blue eyed, and he didn't have no hair, and he was brown headed and brown eyed and looked like a bear. You know, called him Bear, matter of fact.
Oh.
Yeah, but he was he like I was out tearing up the town and just having fun out in the middle of the pasture while he's gonna learn how to play the piano. You know, and he was very good on. I mean, he could play the strings off a guitar, anything you want to hear. And he played the piano, and then he became an artist, a Western artist. So I had moved to Amarillo, Texas in 1975, went to welding school here. Well, and I went to work at Randall County Feedlot, branding cattle out there, processing cattle.
Mm-hmm.
He came up here and started working with me. And one day I had always wanted to try to make a bull rider out of wax or out bronze, you
Yeah.
know. So I made one out of wax or bronze rider or something, but it turned out this bull rider turned out really good. And he saw it. He goes, "Well, I want to do that." So he made one. It turned out pretty good too. So he just went on with it, and he became a Western artist. And he made some beautiful bronzes, beautiful.
Wow.
And he could also paint somehow. I don't know where that all came from. I can draw anything in AutoCAD. I can draw you in AutoCAD, but I can't draw anything with a pencil.
Mm-hmm.
But he could, you know. But he did in Portales, New Mexico. There's a statue of George Washington Carver, I think, full 12-foot tall
Mm-hmm.
bronze of that guy that my brother did right on the square in front of the courthouse in Portales.
Oh
He
wow.
did a lot of big pieces, but he was really good at it. But he had a heart problem as a child. I don't know what it is. Kids have it where they,
Is it a hole in the heart or
yeah, something
expanded
like
heart?
that.
Hole in the heart. Okay.
And I remember my parents took him to way back east when we were really young, and they checked him out and said, "No, he'll be okay." But I think that's probably what something he was leaving a light in New Mexico, headed back to Portales, and was just driving down the road and had a massive heart attack. And fell over, just slumped over his steering wheel and drove out in the pasture and died. It was all over.
Oh man.
Yeah, worst day of my life.
Hmm.
Took a long time to get over that.
No, I believe it. I mean, you isn't it unique where I have children and even me and my sister, like we're significantly different. And like how out of one, how two complete different personalities. It's almost like whatever your parents' personalities were, it was split up and like separated. Whatever that one person had in one, like they split up. Like your brother sounds like he
He
was
was with
highly
mom.
intellectual and highly like just like things just functioned at a different level when it
Yeah,
came to breaking things down.
Uh,
And you were more on the physical level. Once you can mess with it, you can tinker and you'll figure out how to put it together.
exactly. That's how I learned to do everything,
Hmm.
by just doing it. I got a friend in Dallas named Tony Grist. Tony Gist. I love Tony to death, but he just can't figure out how I know everything that I know. And I go, it's because I did it, because I was broke. My truck engine blew up and I was broke, and
Hmm.
I had to fix it. So
It's
you
good.
take it apart and you fix it.
Yeah.
And we didn't have YouTube though.
Yeah.
Now you can watch YouTube and learn how to do that, but no, not then. You just had to pay attention to what you took apart and put it back right. The first time I did that on a truck engine, it never ran again. That
No.
was in high school. Not good.
So, do you think in today's time there are more people not even just trying, like
Yeah,
allowing themselves to fail? They're more afraid to fail with instead of trying
that's
and
right.
not finding out.
There's, yeah, I mean, it's always been that way. People just,
Then why does it sound like it's more today than like in your time and like from when your time of growing up? Is it because just social media and that, or is it?
that's right, right there. Social media. They all want to become social media stars of some type. I think, I don't know, but I never really, I don't know. They don't have the try that we did, because there's too many things given to these kids nowadays. They just give them everything, and they don't have to work for it. I mean, we used to unload 2 semi-loads of hay for $20,
Ooh.
and stack it in a barn for $20. Me and my friend Kelsey Smith, we did it. I don't know how many times. So that's my buddy.
Is he still here? Is he
Oh yeah, he
nice?
lives in he owns Bent, New Mexico, right past Ruidoso, Mescalero, in the little town of Bent.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey and his wife live there at a beautiful, it's like Garden of Eden. Their house is a beautiful spot.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He's worked hard though. He was a surveyor he would read a lot of surveys. He said he's walked the United States back and forth 5 times. That's a lot of walking.
Yeah, that is a lot of walking.
And he said when you walk through Arkansas and some of these places where you got to have a machete to cut for 20 miles,
Yeah.
that's kind of walking he did, because he was surveying for the oil companies. But
Oh, because they take,
yes,
oh my gosh, sections. And if
section.
anybody understands sections,
Yeah,
what is sections? How many
640 acres in a section.
648 acres. There you go. And
Yeah.
I learned that I think 4 years ago, 4 or 5
How
years
many
ago.
kids could tell you that today?
Oh, I mean, I learned it four or
None.
5 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I only learned
Don't
it four
have
or
a
five
whole
years ago.
life, pretty much.
See, yeah, and I only learned that because I met somebody who had a gaming ranch. Never knew what a gaming ranch was or how
Mhm.
that worked, and it was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen in my life. It
So
was
far.
incredible to see
Yeah.
things like a zebra to longhorns, just various animals, and you're like, how do you afford? Like, I think numbers all day. So I'm
Yeah.
like, how do you afford to keep this
I do that
running?
too. Hunters pay huge, huge
Bad.
dollars.
And
But
because you don't understand that industry, or I don't
no,
understand the industry, you go, wow,
I don't really want to kill anything, so
yeah,
I never have. I like
yeah.
to go fishing. I might kill a fish, but no, I don't even do that. I throw them all back. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't ever keep fish. I fish.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't eat them. I just go catch them, but throw them back.
nice.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I might have, but not. Once I started fishing for sport, you don't keep them. You try to keep them alive. Matter of fact, so you can catch them again.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know. I hate to get off on the kids nowadays thing, because it kind of disturbs me a little. Because we both have hired people through our lives over and over and over, and finding a young kid right now that'll work is unbelievably hard. But I just hired two,
Mm-hmm.
and they're both amazingly good hands. Really, I had one a while back. His name is Jace Monalero from Pueblo, Colorado. This guy, he's 19. He owned 2 welding trucks, gooseneck trailer with another welder, a Harley motorcycle. One of the best fabricators I ever saw. 19.
19.
Just I I knew he wouldn't stay around long though because he's just too talented. You just
Yeah.
don't do that. I mean, you don't get all that working for Rod, you know.
Yeah.
So, and he didn't, but his girlfriend, wife, Allie Neal, she would faux paint for me. She'd do the faux painting on the gates and staircases and stuff for me, and they learned a lot.
Nice.
They learned a lot working for me, but I know it's hard to keep those people. You know, they know what to do, but they're so far between. I mean, you go through hundreds of people before you, thousands sometimes before
Yeah.
you find those people. You know.
So what I found with younger people, like, people who are they're highly intellectual, they're highly capable, is they're highly motivated until they either feel bored or occasionally get stuck. And in some cases, like, I'll have conversations to, what do you call it, where to keep them motivated.
Mm-hmm.
But at times that, like, once like that feeling goes away, and because motivation only lasts a short period of time, it's you being consistent and getting further along that gets your body, what do you call it, attuned to being able to constantly be working and know that there's a goal that you're trying to achieve.
Exactly, and I agree with that. I try to my guys. I very seldom downgrade them. That just doesn't get you anywhere. I learned that a long time ago. You get a lot, you know, if you motivate them, as you're saying, you'll get a lot more done than you do if you start cussing at them. Because cussing at them, it just makes them not want to do anything.
Yeah.
So just keep them motivated, like you're saying. I brag on them all the time. You know, it gives them more. Yeah, and we get more done. You know,
Well,
but it's hard to learn that though, because a lot of people are such. Like my buddy Jeremy Creswell, he is the exact opposite from me when it comes to that. He'd rather just chew their butt out and get to work. You know, I'm gonna get you to work, but I'm not gonna scream at you and tell you to get to work. We're just gonna get you to work. You know? And I can kind of motivate people. Just I could. I don't last very long working now.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
Let's see, but motivation, this is more for a person internally. Motivation can't keep you running. Motivation is only exciting for that moment. Like you can't stay motivated because
It's hard.
There's always a difficult part in whatever you're doing. Like you may love welding, but there may be a cleaning part that you're like, I despise having to do that. Or there's this part that I dislike doing, right? But you do it because it is required, and that is part of the respect of the job.
Our job.
And so that's the part that is, I always try to find if I can get them first to be motivated to understand, and then keep finding ways if I can keep pushing them where it's harder to get bored because I'm keep elevating the work level and what kind of what can you really handle, and then once I understand that you can't take it at a certain level, I'll pull back.
But can you keep a phone out of their hand?
That is very difficult, but it is required in certain positions. It is required.
Yeah.
Because if it's a safety thing, if it's hey, you are not even paying attention to the guest that's in front of you, that's a problem for me.
I tell these guys when I hire them now, I say, I'll do anything for you to help you do good, but if I find you on the phone, that's it. I said once or twice I'll tell you, but after that you're done. Some of them don't believe me until second time I told you to get out of here. You know, I just don't put up to that. It's just I don't pay you to talk on your phone.
Yeah.
So don't. The phone is the worst thing ever invented. I swear it's the worst thing ever. Cost the American workforce gazillions of dollars. Gazillions, however much that is.
No, I don't disagree.
No, but.
So now you're out of high school. Now
I am out of high school.
Did you go to college or did you go to trade school or did you?
I left the day I graduated from high school. I went to Albuquerque, New Mexico to the state track meet where Joe Gilmore and I and two other people in our class also went. We won the district track meet right before that with 4 people against big schools. There's 4 of us.
Wow.
We won the whole district track meet and the regional. We won regional.
How many people are typically on a team?
20,
Oh,
25.
that's a lot.
Yeah. But we were just, I don't know. I guess our parents, the four of us that did that worked pretty hard all of our childhood, and
Hmm.
we were just good athletes. Joe Gilmore and I usually won first and second in the pole vault, and he usually win the hurdles, and he and I would either win first or second in the 180-yard low hurdles. And then we did the quarter mile relay, the 880 relay, and the mile relay, and we usually won all three of those.
Hmm.
And with all those points, we just win the whole track meet. I won high individual a couple times in track with most points. I remember this one guy in Texaco, New Mexico, one time they gave him the trophy, and I was sitting there adding it all up in my brain. And I said, "Ain't no way that guy could have beat me." And so my coach added up. He goes, "Yeah, he couldn't have beat you." But we were in Texaco at the track meet, and they went up there and took his trophy back and gave it to me.
Oh, wow.
I'll never forget that. It was so funny. He was a black guy.
Was it in, was it like on media and all that stuff, or this was just like,
No,
okay,
they
just
didn't have media then.
no, no, like just like people like where they go like, hey, in our town, like, because
Oh yeah,
those used to be much
oh
bigger.
yeah, I would be in the paper.
Yeah, exactly. So it'd
Yeah,
be like in the paper, like,
yeah.
hey, they made a mistake, and hey,
I
Rod.
don't know if that ever made. They probably didn't put that in the paper, but
Yeah.
they did put that I won that individual. But I don't
Okay.
think they put that. But what's the question again?
The question is, once you got out of high school, like, did you go into trade
Okay,
school? Did
all
you go to
right.
college, or?
That's where we were. So we would go to the track meet. We did good, and we came back. It's the day I got back from the state track meet, I packed my clothes, and my dad brought me to Amarillo to Texas State Technical Institute. Is it still here? TSTI?
TST.
Not where the old air base was.
I don't know.
But that's where the welding school was. So here goes another story.
Go ahead. No.
So the I'll never forget it because the first day of welding school here, I mean, I just got out of high school and everything, and I came here and they moved us in the old dormitories where the air base. And the first day of school, the teacher welded a bead of 7018 or something, whatever it was down here. And you got to keep in mind that I had just come back from the National FFA convention where I won third in the nation in welding that year. I was a
Hmm.
pretty good welder then. So this guy, the instructor out here, welded his bead, and he goes, kind of jokingly, there's about 20 of us in there, and he goes, "Anybody here think they can do better than that?" I raised my hand. He goes, "Oh, really? We got a wise ass in here." And I go, "Well, no, I'm just being honest." He goes, "Let's see it." I mean, I put the prettiest bead you ever seen in your life down there. So he said, "I didn't talk to you after class." And I said, "Okay." I thought I was in trouble. I kind of was. But anyway, so after class, he goes, "You don't need to go through." He goes, "Why are you even here?" I said, "Because I want to learn how to do pipeline welding. And I've never done that." He goes, "Okay." So I didn't have to really go to school for it was a 6-month class. And I went the first 4 months. I worked at Iowa Beef on the kill floor.
Wait, where?
Iowa Beef.
Oh,
I,
okay,
I
okay, okay.
cleaned the kill floor at Iowa Beef at night. I
Oh,
cleaned it.
I heard that's a lot. That's hard work.
That's a horrible job. Horrible. But it paid like $20 an hour, and I'm
And what year?
75.
Good night.
I was making all kind of money out there. I never had that much money in my life. So, but boy, it's a horrible, horrible job. I mean, you have to crawl under the gut table and pull stomachs out, and they blow up in your face, and it was a horrible job.
Oh,
But
ooh,
I did it because I didn't have any money. I had to do
yeah,
something to stay alive. My parents were rich by any means. I mean, they helped me all they could, but I wasn't going to rely on them. So
yeah.
so anyway, when we got through all that, well, then I went on to school and finished what the whole course, and I did great in it, made A. And I went to work for Bud Berry on Grand Street at W&W Trailers, and I learned how to wire horse trailers and how to rebuild them. Right there, I learned a lot from that man named
Hmm.
Bud Berry. His son is Fred Berry. Have you ever met him?
No,
He's in
I've
the
never met him.
construction business here in Amarillo.
Oh,
He
okay.
does remodel. He's a good guy. And then I went to Randall County Feedlot for some, I don't know why I ended up out there, but I did. And I was riding pens and doctoring cattle and feeding in their grow yard, driving a feed truck. And I discovered the processing crew where they're branding all the cattle in the feedlot every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to the guy, his name's Harry Sims, and he said, "Yeah, you want a job?" And I go, "What's it pay?" He said, "Nickel a head, 3 cents when we just implant, and I think 15 cents if we cut bulls." So I'm running that through my brain real quick. And I go, "How many head a day you running?" He said, "Oh, 800 to 1,000. I'm on. Let's go." So I went to work for him. I ended up making like 100 something a day in 1975. That was big bucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
Yeah.
on top of the world, you know. So I branded cattle out there with Harry around the county for 3 or 4 years. My brother took that over, and then I did all the outside crews for Harry. And then I quit and started my own branding crews all over Texas Panhandle. Then I went and started another business, and that one flopped because a friend of mine was running it, and he let it go.
What kind of business was it?
Do what?
What kind of business was it?
The branding cattle. I was branding cattle here,
Okay.
but I went back to New Mexico. I had a friend that worked at the Soil Conservation Service, and he could get these contracts. He knew everybody that was digging ditches everywhere.
Yeah.
And so I went and bought a big R65 ditch witch and a little ditch witch, and he was going to get us rich out there, and I was going to be his partner, you know, in digging ditches.
Yeah.
Well, I seem to have forgot about all the rock in New Mexico. It's about this deep. Oh, didn't work out too well.
No rock claws?
Yes, but still,
You know, the equipment
I
and the
can
tools?
I can teach you how to dynamite a ditch. I've done miles of it. Oh my gosh, that was the biggest mess I've got to in my life. I mean, you can dig some of them
So it wasn't
forever.
that he wasn't willing to do the work or that. It was the fact that once he hit rock, it was more like how am I supposed to take care of this?
Yes, you know, because you couldn't do
Okay.
that. You can't dig that with a ditch witch or any. You got to go. You just got to dig on top of it about that deep, and those ditches had to be. We put a 12-inch irrigation line in,
Ooh,
3 feet deep, and so
because it's
that's
required.
why I had R65 ditch witch. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they could dig that. You had a cab on it, and, you know, it's nice and comfy. But whenever we hit the rock, we had to get a backhoe out there, and I dig on top of that rock as far as it'd go, and then I drill it about every 2 feet, put a half stick of dynamite, packed it with nitrogen fertilizer, put a cap in it, tie them all together for a mile, cover it all back up, pack it with the tractor. We'd all run over there and hide, and it go. The first time I ever did, I thought it was gonna go. They went, boop. You got to pack it real good because you want the blast to go down, not up.
Yeah,
So, and then you go back in there and you dig it all out. Yeah,
that's double the work,
that's triple the work.
triple the work. Yeah,
Because then once you do that,
because
you
you
got to find
compact it.
fresh dirt, and you got to put down the bottom of the ditch. So you have fresh dirt, put the pipe in it, more fresh dirt, and then you put rocks on top of it. It was a nightmare. I did it for a couple of years, and I said, "This is not for me." And I spent at least as much time under the ditch witch working on it as I did on it.
Oh wow.
And I just went, "No, I ain't doing this no more." So I'm back to welding.
Well,
Start building pipe fence again.
because I've heard of the tool that can ditch, but that's an
Oh yeah, the one with
expensive
the
tool.
rock.
Yeah, the claws
Rock.
and then drops through it and then crushes through
Yeah,
and pulls and
they didn't have those then.
oh, they did.
Well, they had a rock chain, but it wouldn't.
I was thinking how expensive it must have been, even if they did
Yeah,
have one.
I mean that R65 they were like $100,000 back then.
Yeah,
You know, that's a big payment for a guy that's 24.
24 years old.
Yeah,
Okay,
something
so
like that. I don't even remember how old I was, but I just know I don't like shovels
hmm
and I don't like digging in dirt a whole lot.
yeah,
And I knew when I found out how much digging in dirt I had to do, I go, okay, Paul, I'm done with this job. You know, we're done with it. I'm out.